What's up? It's June and I want to talk football, which means I got to make some content because there's no football to talk about and there's no hockey on TV. So I'm bored. Yesterday, I finished grading all 18, check that, 19 games of Jordan Love's quasi-rookie season, and I was not impressed. Mike Tannenbaum yesterday, or a couple days ago on ESPN, said that he would rather have Jordan Love than any quarterback not named Mahomes. That's insane. So I went through, I made sure I've graded every snap, and I thought it was mostly awful. First half of the season was abysmal, just irredeemable, really. I would have benched him. But the Packers had some patience, and he did improve a little bit. He went from terrible to passable sometimes. And so I put a thread on Twitter with like literally 80 clips, different plays that I thought were emblematic of the patterns that I noticed in grading all these snaps, and Packers fans were not happy. I'll put a link to the Twitter thread and the Patreon post that I probably make out of the Twitter thread. I'll put those in the description. But Packers fans were complaining, oh, you only used clips from the first half of the season. That ain't true. And, oh, you didn't watch every game. You made your mind up about them. A lot of them cited the Dallas game as a great game. And I say, let's check it out. We got nothing better to do. Let's grade every snap of the Dallas Cowboys playoff game where Jordan Love had a perfect passer rating. Did you know he had a perfect passer rating? I heard he had a perfect passer rating. Shucks, that's great. You'll notice this game had a lot of examples of the things that I saw all season. Terrible deep ball accuracy. He threw 2 deep balls in this game. One was real bad. One was actually excellent, 50%, which is significantly higher than the 33% accuracy rate on deep balls throughout the season. A lot of missed passes for no reason. Clean pockets, open receivers just didn't get the ball where it was supposed to go. Had a couple of those in this game as well, despite the perfect passer rating. Not great in the pocket, despite the fact that he was very rarely pressured this year because the Packers' offensive line is great. He still took a sack he shouldn't have. And finally, Matt LaFleur's a genius. Ton of play action, constantly getting guys, cough, cough, Romeo Doubs, just wide open behind the linebackers, 10, 15 yards downfield, and making sure that Jordan Love never has to anticipate and rarely has to process, because when he does those things, he's not great at them. But that's enough describing, that's enough talking. We got eyes. Let's look. Let's watch the film. All right, Jordan Love's first pass of the day is going to be play action. He's going to drop back. Really, really simple concept. Number 13, I believe that's Dontavion Wicks, is running a corner route. That's the first read, but he gets jammed. It's probably illegal contact, but no call. He's jammed, can't go there. Jordan Love panics, doesn't get through his progression. Jordan Love's got plenty of time, a very clean pocket, 2 wide open dump off routes, and a deep dig that is probably ill-advised due to this dropping hybrid money backer. Personally, I dump this off to my tight end. I live to see second and probably 5. Instead, Jordan Love tries to step up. He's already waited too long. He never saw his checkdowns, and he takes a really bad sack. It's a negative sack. That's on Jordan Love, and it's because he didn't go through his progressions properly. Second pass of the day is going to be, I believe, on first down. More play action. I want you to watch what happens in the very middle of the field, because somebody completely forgets to do their job. Once again, we've got 2 check down passes, and they're wide open, and Jordan Love's got an empty pocket. Just the Green Bay offensive line was super underrated in pass blocking. All day. Look at number 87, Romeo Doubs. Nobody's within 15 yards of him. Hell, nobody might be within 20 yards of him. And, good on Jordan Love to find the 15-yard completion, but wow. That's sad. It's tough to grade this throw. I think I call it routine. I maybe call it solid because he found the coverage bust, but we'll be generous. We'll call it solid because this game is really hyped, but here, decent job to break the pocket and roll out. It's a routine throw, nothing to it. Packers are just going to hammer the ball the rest of the way down the field with runs. There's another routine throw. Another play action screen, routine, and they'll pound it in on the ground. Second drive, Packers are going to start with more play action, and this time one of Jordan Love's patented terrible deep balls. He's just really awful at throwing the deep ball. In the 18 games I graded from, or 19 games I graded from him this season, he only was accurate on roughly 33%. And this one's no different. It's another bad throw, just way underthrew it. All right, we got third down. We know it's going to be a pass, so you can't play action. Jordan Love breaks the pocket way too early and runs away from the play, right? So he's got two receivers going to his left at the top of the screen. And by rolling right, especially with a clean pocket away from the strength of your line, you've really sabotaged your ability to see this play through. Resets the pocket, though. I like to see that. And once again, the common theme in this Packers offense is just deep in routes, deep digs that end up not getting covered, right? The Cowboys are playing a soft zone because it's third and long, and they've got three dudes just kind of standing in the middle of the field waiting to figure out what they're supposed to do. Meanwhile, Romeo Doubs just says, oh, I'll run to the exact middle of the field and sit down. It's a good throw. Good processing, good patience, great blocking, right? The Packers blocked the pocket, which is really impressive. Like you can see right here, the pocket is clean. There is no reason that Jordan Love should have moved. And if he didn't move, he would have had the top of the screen, now our left, to work with. He had open receivers in time, but he got greedy. Instead, he rolls out, creating pressure for himself. His tight end does a great job of recovering and reestablishing a block to buy Love another second. And then, yeah, just totally uncovered. There's no plus pocket movement on this because it was completely unnecessary and actually hurt the play for him to break the clean pocket. However, solid throw. You know, it's wide open. It's very easy, but he did recognize the open receiver in the busted coverage. He did recognize that Micah Parsons, a defensive end, is supposed to be covering a wide receiver and blew his assignment completely. And he threw the ball downfield about 15, 20 yards accurately. Here's another Jordan Love special, just wild inaccuracy from a clean pocket. It's a bad throw, missed the RPO, inexcusable. Here, Jordan Love feels heat, but again, the pocket's actually pretty clean, and he should just be stepping up and reestablishing. Instead, he rolls out, draws a holding penalty, and instead of hitting the open receiver, throws the ball away. I'm going to call this a throwaway. No plus pocket movement. I don't think he needed to move. Drive 3 is already off to a real nice start because Dak Prescott gives Jordan Love a little gift. Routine. This throw is actually pretty decent. Now, a lot of people are going to suggest that Jordan Love manipulated the linebacker and that's why he stood still. You'll see his little head at the very bottom of the screen. That's not true. If you look at Jordan Love's eyes throughout this whole play, from start to finish, he stares right at his number one read. He never looks off. He never plays the linebacker in any form or fashion. The linebacker just bit on the in and didn't take the slant. And Jordan Love did throw a nice pass to get it there. Line of scrimmage around the 20. Ball hit around the 5. Good throw. And the Packers will pound it in for another touchdown. Very simple, routine. This is actually a difficult play to grade because it's a boot left, which is unorthodox, and Jordan Love does a really good job of getting his body around to make a very easy throw if you're standing still, but rolling left, that's pretty tough. So you give him the routine and you give him the little bonus point for throwing on the move plus pocket movement. It's exactly what it's invented for. Good job. So hopefully by now you're realizing two things. One, the Packers use a ton of play action, and two, Romeo Doubs is always open in the middle of the field. So it's no different on this play. Check it out. Romeo Doubs is going to be in the slot, so he's the innermost receiver at the top of the screen. This guy right here. And he just runs a little out route, and nobody is near him. He loses number 2 extremely quickly, and nobody's close. Right? Play action. Jordan Love hits the top of his drop. You've got middle of field closed coverage because there's a deep safety, which means you're not going to throw that deep in-breaking route. You're not going to throw the streak when the defensive back's playing over the top. but nobody's covering Romeo Doubs at all. Also, forgive me, I totally forgot what a post is called for a second. I haven't made a video in months. Bear with me, I'm making a football video in June. Like, watch Jordan Love's eyes. This is how simple this play is. Play action, fake. First thing he does is look up and see, oh, there's a safety in the middle of the field still. It was not disguised, therefore my post is not an option. Step 2. Romeo Doubs is not covered. Oh. Here's another one, just super routine, no thinking involved, routine throw. One step, boom, hit him. Again, 2 steps, boom, boom, hit him. Wide open, super easy, not even a very well-placed throw. It's routine, but that could have been placed a hell of a lot better. So far, Matt LaFleur has done an amazing job of making Jordan Love's job really easy, but on this play, Love actually does a great job. He sees middle of field open, right? We got split safeties, and he's got a post route at the top. So for those of you less initiated, that's the route we're looking at, and it's exactly what you want to have against this cover 2 coverage. That being said, you can have the matchup all day. You got to make the great throw to go with it, and Jordan Love nails this one. Let's see, how far downfield is it? Line of scrimmage is the 20. Hits him about 25 yards downfield. That's a great throw, man. That's a great throw. Look at it from the tight copy. You could even say he had a guy in his face. Lands that ball right in there. That's lovely, man. That's a great throw, and we'll give him a plus pocket movement for it as well. Now, before Jordan Love can even get the ball for his 5th drive, Dak Prescott throws another touchdown pass to the Packers, and it's 27-0 before halftime. So for all intents and purposes, keeping it as real as we can, this game's over. Nothing else we see today is going to matter at all. But we're here, so we might as well break down the rest of the game. All right, I spoke way too soon because since that pick 6, the Cowboys have scored 14 points, and all of a sudden, we got a reasonable ball game again. No matter, Packers are out to fix that real quick. Jordan Love with a little play action yet again, and this is going to look really familiar. Guess who's just not covered at all, even a little bit, in the middle of the field? Romeo Doubs. And now he ran a really good route, and Stephon Gilmore got cooked in some man cover. Just watch Jordan Love's eyes. It's his first read. He never moves his head. He doesn't have a very accurate ball. He throws under pressure, so we give him the plus pocket move. But his first read was that open. How impressive is that? Like, how many quarterbacks in the NFL do you think make that throw? It wasn't a particularly well-placed throw. It wasn't that far downfield. It wasn't that difficult to throw to make physically, and there was literally no mental traits involved whatsoever in making that play. I think it's pretty routine. And yet again, Packers punch it in on the ground. Jordan Love's job has been remarkably easy to this point. Here's another one. Packers have been running the ball down the Cowboys' throat on this drive, and this is their first pass. Why is Jordan Love throwing off his back foot like this? I don't know. But I want you to look at the bottom of your screen. Do you see that tight end? Do you see a defender within 25 yards of him? I mean, this is ridiculous. He stops, turns around, and the ball is still too underthrown. Yet another example of Jordan Love's deep ball not being very accurate, and now I get it. You'd rather underthrow this ball and let the tight end walk into the end zone than try to make it perfect and accidentally overthrow him. But how hard is this throw? I know it looks dope because if you're a Packers fan, you're super happy they scored. But how difficult was it to get that ball 20 yards downfield to a guy not covered? That's a routine throw. Give him a plus pocket movement because he wasn't afraid of getting hit. But that's not an impressive throw. We'll call it solid. We'll call it solid because we're trying to be generous. We're not haters. But even if it's solid, that's not... we're not... Jordan Love hasn't had to do anything impressive, and this is his best game. That's all I'm saying. So the Cowboys turn the ball over on downs, and the Packers run the ball 4 times straight, and then Jordan Love misses this easy pass. A couple more runs to keep the chains moving, and Jordan Love will hit him with another touchdown pass, and this one's not terrible. I actually think that in this instance, he was smart to move the pocket because that's what opened up the throwing lane, right? Like, he didn't move because there was pressure. There's no pressure. But he moved because it allows him to get a new angle on the throw he's trying to hit, rather than throwing across defenders, he can throw alongside them. Right? And he opens up a perfect little lane right here, so plus move for this. But then this is an easy throw. And it's not even the best placed, it's not even the best timed. But really good job using his feet. That's the reason it was so easy. So we give him 2+ pocket movements, one for moving, one for creating the lane, and we give him a routine throw. While making this, I took note of all the grades that I gave each throw, and I compared them to the grades that I gave Jordan Love's performance back in January when I originally watched the All-22. Originally, I gave Jordan Love one elite throw for that post touchdown that we talked about in this video. I gave him a great throw, I believe, for the broken play to the tight end. I gave him 3 solid throws, and then the rest was identical. Well, I'll give him the elite throw on the post. We called it great this time around. We'll continue to give him the benefit of the doubt, and keep in mind that that's like 3 or 4 times that I've bumped a play up on a full grade just because I don't want to be accused of being biased against the guy. So we'll call that elite, but I can't in good conscience think of one pass in this game that was great other than that post. So we'll give him 1 elite throw, 4 solid throws, 10 routine, 3 bad, a sack that's his fault, a throwaway, and 5 times he manipulated the pocket in a positive manner. That's a B. Got like a 3.5 slugging grade. That's fine. He had more positive plays than negative plays, and that's never a bad thing. But he didn't carry the team. Dak Prescott threw 2 touchdowns to the Cowboys, or to the Packers, rather. The running game was unstoppable. The game was out of hand before Jordan Love had to do anything, and they had 4 broken plays to Romeo Doubs and the broken play to the tight end. And yeah, Jordan Love didn't mess him up, but like, the dude's not carrying the Packers. It wasn't a great performance. So you can take your passer rating and you can do what you will with it. Either I'm missing something terribly, in which case, let me know. Hit me in the comments what I miss. Or maybe box score stats aren't holistic and all-encompassing. Maybe they lack context, and we should use our eyes. Speaking of using your eyes, if you liked watching this, maybe you'll like the podcast. We're revitalizing the PBFG, Please Bet on Football Games podcast this year, me and my co-host Alex. Give us both a follow on Twitter, or don't. Every week during the season, we go through and we figure out the picks that we're going to make for the Super Contest. We'll be entering the Circa version of the Super Contest once again this year. We'll tell you all 5 the picks we're going to make every week. That being said, we're going to get it started off early this year. We're going to do 1 division preview per week, every week from now until the regular season. So 8 podcasts, 8 divisions, 8 weeks. First one we're going to record Sunday, so I'll probably have it out for you guys on Monday. And if you like this, maybe you'll like that. But until then, I'm just going to be grinding film. So, hasta.